What's up, everybody? Anthony with grand.daddy.herps back again with another video. Yes, in today's video we are going to show off the Anaheim Reptile Expo that just passed here in July of 2022. So if you guys haven't already, you guys are going to want to check out the last Anaheim video. That one was a blast. I'm going to be honest with you, that video is probably going to be better than this video because I got to enjoy that one with my good friends. This time, it was a lot different. I went there solo. Yes, I had friends there, but it wasn't my super close friends that we can goof off and, share a hotel and share a bed with. But still, nonetheless, it was a pretty decent show. I'm going to cover all of that in this video. If I had to give it an overall score for my experience, this show was actually on probably the lower list of shows that I've been to. It would probably be a 6 or 7 out of 10, 7 being very generous, to be honest. It just didn't do it for me this time around. The auction was great, but the overall show, I just didn't have a lot of fun. Again, I got to talk with, a bunch of people that I know. So that part of it is what gives it the 6 or the potential 7 out of 10. Because without them, I probably wouldn't have been at the show no more than maybe an hour or two. Because nothing really jumped out at me as to what I wanted to buy or take home. But there was still 3 animals I took home, and it was only because of, the deal, I guess, that I got on them. But again, let's just get right into the footage, and we're going to do a narration style video like I did in the last Anaheim Reptile show. So I'll talk about key points in the video that I'm recording. So let's get right into it. Okay, guys. So when I first got to the show, I actually did a lot of walking around, said hi to all my friends. I actually didn't turn on my camera until probably halfway through the day. I'd already done the 3 purchases that, I ended up picking up, made sure I saw everything, got an idea of the show, felt around everything, made it, like I said, made a couple rounds just to make sure I didn't miss anything. That way I knew in my head what I was going to turn the camera on for. So when I actually turned on the camera, I actually just got done with the snake sale. And then I stumbled into my buddy over there at Far Out Exotics. So in this clip, you're actually going to see his hyper melanistic blue tongue skink along with his ivory blue tongue skink. So really, really awesome. He's really working that project hard. I was actually one of the first person that he started buying ball pythons from. So yeah, we started off with him actually being the first person I turned on the camera for. So right after that, I ended up over by Josh Jackie's table from the ball python shed. He had an amazing setup, and again, he had a really nice setup. Really enjoyed it. Right next to him was Andrew over at Redwood Reptiles. You had High Desert Pythons, you got Antoine, and then you have Civil Serpents. I completely forgot his name, but all 3 of them ended up sharing a table right next to the best dressed reptile keeper. I forget his name. I wasn't I had seen him before, but wasn't too familiar with them. But he had a really cool banner, and his setup was freaking awesome. But me being a ball python guy, I definitely walked around and was really after the ball pythons. Looked everywhere. I would say the most exciting table for me and the projects I work was actually over at John's Jungle. He had some bongo clown stuff, some blackhead clown stuff, and a little bit of everything. Honestly, he had some sunset. He had the freeway project in there. Pretty much all the major hot stuff that everybody's working with right now was in there, with the exception of I didn't see any Desert Ghost. I'm pretty sure he had some Ultramelon there, but all in all, he had the nicest animals for my taste. His setups are a little bit hard to see his animals. I feel like they don't do his animals justice. They don't project a lot of light, but nonetheless, he still had some awesome stuff. The Snake Keeper TSK was there. They had a nice setup, lots of quality animals for, not crazy expensive prices. So it was nice going over there. And of course, there was plenty of other, awesome breeders there vending ball pythons. I will say though that this show didn't really feel dominated by ball pythons. I think the boas were actually neck and neck with the ball pythons this time around, which is you don't really see that. There was a ton of bearded dragons there. Definitely a lot of bearded dragons. There were some really cool bearded dragons that I had never seen before. They were like a really nice fire red. I think they were, what was the name of them? Something dragons, I think House of Dragons. I think that's what they're called. They had a really, really nice setup, really good marketing for those bearded dragons. Super cool. MBK was there from Canada, which is pretty cool. I actually follow one of his partners, DPR Coldblood. I was kind of hoping he was there when I saw MBK, but he had a nice selection of, he had a nice variety. So he had a lot of colubrids, he had ball pythons, lots of good stuff. But all in all, the show, what was really nice about it is it wasn't crowded. It was very open. And I'm not used to that with the reptile shows. Normally, there's strollers going by, bumping into you. You're bumping shoulders. You're trying to squeeze in between people to get, to the front of the displays on the tables. It wasn't like that. And it was actually, I will say that was a, some change that I actually like. And I hope that happens more often. I can remember a time when I would go to San Diego and I felt like the venue was so small that you were literally shoulder to shoulder. And that place used to give me like so much anxiety walking around. And I used to bail out of those shows early because I just couldn't deal with it once it got too crowded. But, if you are a reptile enthusiast, they had pretty much anything you could think of. They had your chameleons and whatnot. There was a few tortoise and turtle setups there. DM Exotics was there, so he imports a lot of stuff that you don't ever see. He's the man when it comes to that. So definitely a lot of awesome stuff to see. I actually met some new people there. I met a gentleman over at 808 Ball Pythons that says that he had seen me online, saw some of my animals for sale in Morph Market. He was pretty cool. Ended up following him on TikTok and other social medias. So definitely a lot to see there. Okay guys, so after I had already gotten my pickups, did all my recording, it was starting to get close to closing time around 6 o'clock, and right after the Anaheim show ends on Saturday, they immediately followed up with a US ARC auction where items and animals are donated to raise funds for US ARC. So these items are auctioned off. You see some crazy stuff there. You see, you know, literally worthless items going for like thousands or hundreds of dollars, but all to a good cause. That's what it's designed for. But you do see some cool items being auctioned off at those auctions, and they also have it catered too. So you get fed. You know, there's drinks that you can buy. So it's a good time. And I stayed there for probably about an hour and a half. So about 7:30, I ended up taking off and calling it a night. I had intentions of going there Sunday as well, but I felt like I had seen everything on Saturday, and I wasn't really gonna have any more of an experience on Sunday. So I ended up calling it quits, and that's pretty much the show for me. It wasn't too crazy exciting. It's always nice to see my friends and see some familiar faces, and just kind of see what projects people are working with, what cool animals they're bringing to shows that you don't get to see too often. My favorite animal that was there was hands down the blue tree monitor. Those are starting to become very, very rare. Once upon a time, you used to be able to get them for about $300-400. Now it's pretty common to find them about $2 to $3 grand, because they're not being exported anymore like they used to. So they're starting to become very, very rare, and they just keep going up in value. And they're also not the easiest animals to keep in captivity. So that has a lot to do with it. But that's going to end it for this video. I hope you guys like this style. When it comes to reptile shows, this is my favorite style of video to put out there. You don't see a lot of people doing that. They just pretty much do a vlog and they do a point and shoot and kind of hope for the best. I like to actually talk about my experience at the show. Let me know your experience if you were there. Again, I'm going to wrap it up right here. All my links are in the description. On the way out, give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're brand new, hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when a new video drops. I do drop new videos every Thursday at 8:15 a.m. and I do go live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and this is all Pacific Standard Time. I'm in California. So my link tree is in the description. That will take you to Morph Market, all my other social media platforms. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.